Hi, let's talk about working out. Why? Because I just feel like it. I just finished my workout for the day, and I am like 3 days before my period right now. So I'm trying to make the most of it until I get into that spot again where I can't do anything, which is so annoying. I want to talk about working out because I love working out, and you might love it as well. And you might not even know that you love it yet, because that used to be me in the past before I started working out. I didn't know that I would love working out because before that point, before I'd started, my reference, only point of reference for working out was the PE class in school, which I hated. I really hated that class. And so I thought, in the way that I guess anyone would think, that if I hated PE, obviously I'm not gonna like working out because it's just kind of like PE. But then it turned out, when I actually started working out, it turned out that it wasn't the actual working out that was the problem. The problem was that PE classes are structured in a certain way, and you don't have any freedom of choice for what you want to do because it's the teacher telling you what you want to do. But working out is completely different. You just do that for yourself. Unless I guess you have a personal trainer or something, but even in that case, you chose that person. So if you don't like what they are asking you to do, just choose somebody else or just do it by yourself. But you see, it's so totally different because you are the one that's making the choice to do whatever you want to do and train whatever you want to train. And if you don't want to train, you don't train. And you can train as much as you want, or not at all, or do some kind of hybrid. I have talked about it before, like how I got into this, and I'm gonna link a video here. This is basically my, I guess, personal documentary of my fat loss journey. And I talked in there about how I got started in working out. So I'm not going to get into that here. But I just want to talk about what I love about it. And maybe you can discover a new interest here as well, especially if you're somebody who has maybe been thinking about wanting to start working out, wanting to start going to the gym or whatever type of working out you want to do. You don't have to go to the gym. For me, the thing that I like most about it is that it's a way to keep healthy, and it's a way to do something good for yourself, and it's a way to spend time with yourself. I know that there's a lot of people who go to the gym for the social aspect, and that's fine if that's you, but that's just not me at all. If I'm going to the gym, the last thing I really want is to be talking to somebody or to have to be interacting with people, because all I really want to do, all I'm there to do, just me personally, is just to work out. It's for me, it's basically me time. It's my chance to spend some time with myself. And I'm not saying that if you have friends, you can't work out with these friends sometimes. I think that would possibly be pretty fun as well. But even in that case, I wouldn't always want to do this with somebody else, because if you're doing it with somebody else, it still turns into this kind of social hangout thing in some aspects, rather than I'm just here to train. So if I want to just train, if I'm just here to train, then it's best for me to be by myself. And I just see it as kind of me time. And so, personally, for me, going to the gym, I do go to the gym, but I'm in a kind of fortunate situation at the moment that every time I go, I get to be by myself. There's not going to be anybody else there, and I know that for sure. And it's such an important thing for me that, honestly, I think I would be willing to pay pretty high sums of money just to be able to go, like, do a private gym or something, because if there's gonna be other people there, it just completely changes the experience, and I have experienced that as well, like, people that I don't know, and I know that I don't like that experience, just personally. But so it's a way to focus on yourself for yourself and for your own goals, and honestly, I would also recommend working out, to you if you feel like your life is sort of in an upheaval of some sort, or if you feel like everything in your life is going downhill, or nothing is working out, or nothing is under your control. Because I've been in those kinds of places as well. And then having something like working out, just something to do for myself. It was like something to do that I had some kind of control over, even if I had no control over anything else. Or if everything else just felt sort of bleak. Like it was actually something I did in the past, like when I was in a pretty tough place emotionally and mentally. I just took this working out thing and I kind of made it my whole central thing for a while, just to help myself, just to have something to focus on that would not be about stuff going wrong. And that would be something that, okay, this is something that's under my control. I can go to the gym and I can move all of these machines and dumbbells and all that stuff around. That's under my control, even if nothing else in my life is under my control. And I am somebody that talks all the time about how conditions are not under your control anyway. But an activity like this, that really is. And you get the bonus of starting to look very different as you do this. And you will probably make some gains, and you will like the gains you make. You will like your new appearance. And if you're like me, especially before my fat loss journey, I had never before, and I have never before looked the way that I look now in my life. And as you're looking at these clips right now, yes, I'm aware I still have some fat, but that's fine because I feel like you can tell that, I work out and it's a sort of more toned look, I guess, and I like it. And I am proud of myself for it because this is, the first time in my life that I've been able to say I actually like the way that I look. So, because I've been in both of these places where you don't like the way you look and then you do like the way you look, I can tell you that your life feels completely different in each of these states, and you enjoy everything else about your life so much more if you like the way you look. Like you don't even know, like if you've never worked out before, you've never made this kind of change before in your life, but you're maybe considering it, then you don't even know how different you're gonna feel, like just in your life in general, and in anything else that you're involved in your life. If you start working out, or if you just in general start taking care of yourself, so that you actually like yourself, not just physically, but mentally and everything too. You're gonna feel so different compared to how you used to feel. And then you will realize how much of the stuff in your life previously you were not enjoying, or stuff that you were saying no to that could have been really fun, but you didn't want to experience that because you would have been thinking about what you look like or something like this. You don't even realize how much this whole I don't like how I look thing, and this whole I don't like myself thing is in your way until it's not in your way anymore. That was a pretty profound discovery for me once I actually found that I like how I look now, and I like myself now. So now that I don't have this barrier anymore. It literally does feel like you are able to enjoy every single aspect of your life so much more. Just if you can figure this one thing out about liking yourself. It doesn't have to be about achieving some kind of body goal, like physically. You could just start working out just to have something to do. If you're like me, like I'm a voice actor and I record at nights. So even if I have like 10 different orders to record at night, during the day, I still have so much time, usually to myself, that I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this time. So it's kind of like if I want some kind of stimulus, then I have to create the stimulus because my life is not really very fast paced. So working out is actually just something to do. If you start working out, you will be surprised how quickly 1 hour or like 1 hour and a half goes by, and you will have done something really good for yourself. Honestly, I feel like the benefits are just they are unending with this. And honestly, like if you are wondering maybe what my goals are with working out, I would say firstly, I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I want to be strong. I would like to have some more muscle, not like a huge amount more than I have right now. And I would like to lose some fat around my midsection as well, like a little bit more than right now. And that's pretty much it for me right now. I have had different goals in the past, and they have changed over time. And now this is what my goals are currently. So I'm trying to add some more protein to my diet, and I'm trying to figure my diet out a little bit more because even though I made so many changes with my diet, I still feel like I'm not like a completely stable place with it. Like I'm still, even today, experimenting with this. I made so many changes, but it's not stable yet. And I'm not one of these people who restricts myself from things that I like because it's just not me. I would not enjoy my life if I was like I can never have cake ever in my life. And cake is just one example of all the good foods that exist. And this reminds me that my mom actually made cake like a week or maybe 2 weeks ago. And then for that whole week that we had this cake, it was a cookie cake that had like some chocolate and some jam on top of it, like several stories of cookies. I just feel like I have a really weird way of explaining things in English, but I don't know how to explain myself in English. So you get several stories high cake made of cookies. And so it was a cookie cake, and we had that for a week, and then honestly, every single day for a week, I pretty much replaced my dinner with this cake because it was so good and I had to have it. And I don't regret that. So I am just one of these people. I am not willing to cut things like that out of my diet. So it does mean that I have to figure out some ways around it. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say in this video about working out. I hope that maybe if you have been considering working out or starting working out or whatever you might want to do, maybe you feel more like doing that now because honestly, the benefits are really unending. Like it adds up, it keeps on benefiting you throughout your life. I have been working out for several years now, and I have no intention of stopping. I love doing this. So you might discover the same about you. And you will not be the same person as you are now as you start and a couple of years from here. Like you will not be. It's as simple as that. And it's a good thing, by the way. You'll make some good changes. So I hope that you got something out of this, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.